bring the palms together. Hold on 1 second.
Sorry about that. You got it?
Yep, got it. All right. Arms out to the side. Bring the palms together. And then inhale, open up the arms, and exhale, lower them down. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bring the palms together. Inhale, open them out to the side, extend through the fingers. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, arms rise. So you can continue to do that, or perhaps they lift towards the sky. So you can either go halfway or fully. Bring the palms together, down, heart center. Generally, movements that go downward are exhales and upward are inhales, generally. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, they lift. Bring the palms together and exhale, pull them down towards your heart. One more like that. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we lift. Touch the palms and bring them to heart center. Let's open up the arms, extend wide, right and left. Feel the fingers reach out like you have electric beams going through your fingers. Spread them and imagine that the energy around you is expanding. And it's out to the side. And then as you take your arms up overhead, the energy is lifting up, 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 up. Exhale, relax your shoulders down your back and bring the fingertips together. Push the fingers in. So all of them, and then it's like you're holding a ball of energy inside your palms. Your palms kind of curl over this ball of energy and the fingertips press in and you can feel your strength. Then press your ridges in towards each other. Feel that. Feel right pushing into left and left pushing into right. Relax the elbows down a bit. Inhale, make your sphere, that big sphere of energy, and push your fingertips in towards each other. Let's lift the sphere up towards the sky. Release it out into the cosmos and side bend towards your right. And inhale, lift up and side bend towards your left. Inhale, sway back up towards the right. And this time, as you lift up, push down through your thighs and your feet as you move towards your left. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, let's lower them down towards our thighs. And we're going to walk forward and back on our hips in the chair. So you're going to bring one hip forward and then the other, like you're moving forward towards the edge of the seat, but don't go too far. Don't want you to fall off. And then move your hips back. So we're just kind of walking in place with our hips and scoochie it forward, one hip and then the other. Feel the rocking motion, maybe hear the chair creaking a little bit, and then walk it back. One hip and then the other. And then find your way to even and rock side to side as you breathe. And then as we rock side to side, let's start to alternate. One heel rises and then the other heel rises. One, just kind of alternating. Notice which one was natural for you. I'm finding that as I tip to the right, my left heel is rising. Tip to the left, the right heel is rising. Just notice what's natural. Then come back to center and let's walk in place. These walk for Parkinson's are going on right now. They tend to be in the fall and the spring, actually in the right knee upwards, and then exhale, lower it down, and other side, lifting and lowering as we breathe in and as we breathe out. And for this one, Just take a nice steady breath, whatever good for you. No judgment, no need to speed it up or slow it down. Just notice your breath as you walk, and you can use your hands to lift the leg, or you can go handless, lifting one and then the other, and notice how that changes it up. And then we can swing our opposite arms as leg lifting, and try that out just to get the body waking up, revved up a little bit, breathing in and breathing out. Breath is in and breath is out. Few more. And we might speed it up, or we might slow it down. And then we might lean back, and then we might come forward. That's kind of interesting going forward. It feels a little odd. Go back and then move forward. And then come back to center and release that. So there's just a little practice we do sometimes with our fingers, and it's kind of a mantra. It almost sounds like a little bit of the alphabet. They're just sounds in Sanskrit, and it goes like this. You're gonna take your thumb together. You're gonna go sa, ta, na, ma. So you're touching your thumb, starting with pinkies, ring, middle, pointer, and it's sa, ta, na, ma. Got that? Sa, ta, na, ma. And in your houses, you can be as loud as you want or as soft as you want. Sa, ta, na, ma. You might get a little bit louder over time. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. You got it. Sa, ta, na, ma. We're going to start walking with this in place, doing the sa, ta, na, ma. So here we go. Sa, ta, na, ma. That's just a way we can memorize some sounds. Sa, ta, na, ma. I don't know why it's reminding me of the vowels. Every good boy does fine. Every good girl does fine. So sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. You might bend your elbows as you do this. Take your elbows, let them bend a little bit to the side and back. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And let's let that go. Let that go. Take a breath in. Lift your arms skyward. That's it. Exhale, arms out to the side. Hands to your hips. Gently pull the elbows towards each other. Not so much that you feel like you're squeezing and your chest is jutting forward, but enough where you start to feel your shoulder blades come in. And then inhale, open it up. And exhale, bring the inside of the elbows towards each other. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, pull them in. One more time. Open and exhale, close it on in. Then extend your arm bones back. Maybe scooch you towards forward in the chair. Lift your heart. So this is like cat pose. It's a mini back bend. Sitting bones are back. Try not to drop your head too far back. We're really not going for dropping the head back, but keep it long and strong. And then swing your arms forward and curl over. My latest one, instead of a beach ball, is a pumpkin. Tomatoes are too small. This time of year, I was trying to think of something, and it's pretty easy to think of a big pumpkin. Exhale, arms back, heart lifting, shoulder blades together. Top of the ears are going back just a little bit. Inhaling, round over your pumpkin, take it back, lift your heart, and exhale, round over, curl your fingers towards each other, arms are rounding, lift it up, arms face skyward. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, pull it down, heart center. Let's do a version of boat pose in the chair. So you can take your hands to the side of the chair and hold on. We're going to lean back and pull the belly in and maybe come up onto your tippy toes. So you're leaning back. You're going towards the back of your sitting bones. This definitely is a balance pose. I'm showing it. You can see me forward. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see that view too. But here we are. And then maybe we lift one leg. Maybe if your back hurts, then don't lift the leg and maybe don't lean so far back. Let's come back up, take a little break. I'll turn to the side and do the opposite leg with these props. And here we are. Hands on the side of the chair, lean on back, maybe lift the opposite leg, and then exhale, lower it down, and rise back to neutral. Press your hands into your thighs, and then your thighs into your hand, and push down and press up at the same time and feel your strength. And then exhale and let that go. Other side, push left hand into thigh, thigh into hand, press into each other, and exhale, lower down. So you're feeling your strength. Try both, but they're not going to lift up, right? That would be a lot of work. Push down through your palms, lift your thighs into your hands. Now lean back and we're in a version of our boat pose. Maybe you lift one arm, maybe you lift both, maybe's not must, right? Heart lifting, breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you lift one leg, place it down, and then the other, place it down, come back to mountain pose. Exhale, round your spine, find cat pose, shoulder blades spreading, chin is to chest, and sitting bones are curling downward and even maybe towards your knees a little bit, and you're feeling your belly come in. Then we're gonna lift our heart, shoulder blades together, sitting bones back. That's the cow pose. Exhale, we round, chin is to chest, leaning back, belly's pulling in. Inhale, lift up, sitting bones back, heart lifting. Now notice that we're exhaling on the cat pose, and that's where it's different. We talked about how inhales are upward movements and exhales are downward movements, but this is more of a core building pose, and in yoga, we are pulling our belly in for the core. So we're gonna do that again, and just think about it and really focus on pulling the belly in for cat pose. Here we go. Exhale, round your spine. So we're exhaling through the nose. You're rounding your spine and your belly's pulling in towards your spine like a pancake. Pull it on in. Feel the shoulder blades spreading. And then inhale, lift up. So you're going to release a little bit of that tone. The belly moves forward, the shoulder blades move towards each other. Exhale, round, belly pulls in. And then inhale, we lift. And so that is a difference when we are working with the yoga breath. I just wanted to point that out. So when you're working core, you can really use that with any of the exercises that you do. Although I think in Pilates, sometimes they give it a little bit different direction. So if you guys do Pilates, you might notice that. All right, let's take the right knee out to the side and the left knee out to the side. And our knees are going over our middle toes. If we were to paint a line from the middle of our kneecap down towards our middle toes, they are lining up. So feel that. Yeah, you can check it out. It's a little hard to see, so don't worry about it so much. If you know your knees tend to cave in like that, which everybody go ahead and do that, let your knees come in and you're going to feel the weight go towards the outside of your foot. And then let the weight go to, or inside of your foot, sorry. And then as you take your knees back, feel the weight go towards the outside of the foot. And then bring it in. Knees are coming in, and bring the weight out, and weight goes out to the outside of the foot. So inwards, outwards, let's find center. Push down through both feet, all pads, press them down. So pads of the toes, pads underneath the balls of your feet and your heel. Push them down, belly toning. Inhale, arms lift up. We're going to cross the right over the left. Open it up. Yeah, I see some of you doing hug because you know we do hugs. We'll get to it. And then put left over right. Open it up. You know you can always make this practice your own, by the way. You can add in whatever you feel like adding in. It's your practice. Right over left. Open it up. Left over right. Open it up. Left over right. Open it up. Cross it and open it. Now let's do the hug. Right over left, give yourself a hug. A hug a day. A hug a day. Very important. At least one hug a day. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel that expansion. You're breathing in. The rib cage expands. The belly expands. Even some area behind you expands. And then exhale, you let it go, and there's a softening. And releasing back down. Open it up. Spread your fingers. Reach wild. Hug your muscles to the bone. Let's make a fist. Bring your thumb on the inside of the palm. Wrap your fingers around. Make a fist. Hug, hug, hug. Hug in. Hug your fingers around your thumbs. And then let's release that. Spread your fingers. Give yourself a hug. Other way. Left over right. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breath is in. We feel the expansion. You might even feel your hands, they're moving outwards as you inhale. Exhale, we soften back down. Open up. Release your hands down. That's a long time for our legs to be wide like that. Let's bring them back in. So walk your feet back in towards each other. And let's start to stretch the legs out. We really haven't done that yet. If you have a strap, take it. If you don't, you can interlace your fingers underneath your leg like this, and then you'll push the heel away. And you can always put your leg on a few blocks or a sofa in front of you or some type of ottoman in front of you. That can be nice. Or a chair in front of you. I'll just show it with the blocks. And so this would be hands under thigh, and my fingers are interlaced. Shoulders are up and back. So we stay upright when we do the stretch, and then let's push our heel away from us, still staying upright. So if we had a block on top of our head, it wouldn't fall because we're staying upright. And then pull the knee back in and extend the footprint away. Now, maybe the leg goes down when you do this. It's not quite up here. That's great. That's great because you can still get a stretch. Let's press the heel down to whatever it's touching. So, or whether it could be the earth, it could be the blocks, it could be the chair. And then pull your toes towards you, and we have a flex. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your hands to your hips. Gently pull the elbows in towards each other. As we lift tall, extend. It's like you're hinging from your hip forward. Now you're going to start to feel a stretch behind your leg. When you do, stop. Take several breaths here to feel the stretch behind your leg. Breathe in and breathe out. If you start to feel your ribs jut forward, pull them back a little bit. Think about cat pose. Even though we're keeping our torso pretty long and straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's nice to stay here and feel the stretch. You might notice as you stay into the pose, you feel a little bit more stretching. Let's inhale, swing the arms forward and up. Interlace your fingers and push the wrist lines up towards the sky. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your hands and point your toe and flex it and point and flex and circle the ankle around like you're painting with your toes, making a circle, and then reverse it. Get some good movement there. And let's pull the knee back in and release the leg down for the other side. I'll give you the side view now and use the strap just so you can see that. It's nice to have the strap. Some people really like it and some people feel they really just don't need it. So either way is fine. I like the strap. It feels good around the bottom of the arch. So here we are. You could have the leg up like this, and you could have the leg down like this. And crossing the strap. We're going to pull the knee in towards us and then press the foot away and do that a few times. This is a way to stretch with some movement, with dynamic movement. And then eventually find the place where you'd like the heel to land, either on the blocks, on a chair, on the earth. Pull the toes towards you. Feel any stretch that you might be feeling. If you don't feel one, then you might lift the leg a little bit higher. You might practice pointing and flexing your toes. And you might lean forward. So that's what we're going to do now, which very often brings that stretch in. So hands at the hips, we lift tall, lift up and out of the waist. Breathe in, breathe out. Then you can push down through the opposite leg as you lean forward. When you start to feel that stretch, that's where you stop. No reason to push past that. If it's too much, back off. You can always move in more. You can always do a little bit more, but start, notice sensation, and then let that dictate to you how far you go. I don't know why my phone is ringing when I put it on Do Not Disturb. That's kind of strange, honestly. Maybe I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb and I didn't. So here we are. Leaning forward, up and out of the waist. Sorry for that interruption. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's lift back up. Take the arms forward and up. Interlace the fingers. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe in and breathe out. And let's release the arms down. Just for a little fun, let's play with lifting and lowering the leg. So we're going to extend the leg, heel is down. Hold on to the side of the chair and hug your muscles to the bone. So try flexing, pulling toes towards you, lifting the leg up, exhale, lower it down. Which way is hardest? Is it lifting the leg or lowering it down? In this case, you're going to take whatever is more challenging, which generally is lifting the leg, and that's the exhale. So we lift the leg as we exhale, and then inhale, lower the leg. Exhaling out through the nose, leg lifts, maybe touch your thigh. You will notice it's working. And then exhale and lower it. A few more times. Exhale it up. Inhale it, lower it. I know I said exhale, lower it the other time, and I didn't mean it. Exhale, lift it. Inhale, lower it. Drag the heel back underneath the knee. Breathe in. and breathe out. Let's extend the other leg. Push the heel down, hands on the side of the chair, belly pulls in and up. Lift the leg. It doesn't matter about how high it goes. It really doesn't. We're working our strength wherever we are. In yoga, we are working where we are. And then inhale, lower it. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale, lower it down. One more because it's so fun. And then lower it. Let it go. Let's extend both legs. Circle the ankles, point and flex. And pull the knees back in towards you. And we will rise up for some standing poses. You can always do them seated. If ask yourself, what's best for me today? What does my body need today? So we can play with chair pose to rise up. And you have one or two chairs and maybe a wall for balance and support. We rock forward and back. I got the block in between my thighs, which is often very helpful to lift up. So here we go. I know this is one you work a lot on when you go to PT. I feel like there's so many different places we use this pose, the sit to stand, and in yoga, it's chair pose, also known as awkward pose. So here we go. And on our exhale, we might hug that block with our inner thighs to lift up. Maybe you lift your hips, maybe you don't. That's the exhale. And then we're going to inhale and lower back down. Nice and slow, so we're not jarring our spine. It is more controlled and you're using your strength. You could have a chair in front of you, and that's a nice support to have. Let's do it again. Come on up, sitting bones back, heart lifting, maybe arms are forward or on a chair in front of you. Sitting bones are back, that's it. Now pull your belly in and the tailbone might go down a little bit. And feel your belly tone. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe the arms lift as you lower down. Maybe, yes. You got this. You guys seem very awake this morning. You are moving it. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. So we're going to rock forward and back. On our exhale, we're going to hug the block, rise up, sitting bones back, heart forward. Sitting bones are back and spreading. Heart is forward and lifting. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower the sitting bones down. And there we are. So next time we'll come up. Now you can practice with or without the block. We'll come up to start our standing poses. We're going to face the chair. You can either face the seat of the chair or the back of the chair. Here we go. We might as well do our chair pose and then push down through your feet to rise up. Excellent. Excellent. Now we are in our mountain pose. I'm going to take all these props and get them out of the way, which is a good idea. No tripping on props. Standing in mountain pose. Feet are parallel. We're going to turn and face the chair for this. That's where we start. So when we're seated mountain pose is the base of all of our poses. And when we're standing mountain pose is the foundation for all of our poses. So our feet are parallel. Now for balance, and maybe for this pose, you might widen your feet a little bit. They still stay parallel. So if you look down, you're making the number 11 with your feet. Hands on the chair. Hands on the chair. And you might hold the seat of the chair, the back of the chair, the sides of the chair. Then walk your feet back. They stay parallel. Maybe they get a little wider. And let's bend our knees and take our sitting bones back and up. Breathe in. Breathe out. If this is too much on your shoulders,
then you can move in and bend your elbows a little bit. Push down through your feet from the big toe mound across, bend knees, pull sitting bones back, then maybe straighten the legs, feel that. Maybe they don't straighten all the way, that's okay. Feel the stretch. A lot of people feel a stretch either behind their legs or maybe in the lower spine a little bit. It should feel good. You're making length. Let's walk in towards the chair and return to mountain pose. And return to mountain pose. Doing a side bend. You can have the chair so it's there for you for balance. I'm just switching around so you can see, but you can move around the chair. I'm just trying to stay frontal for you. So let's do a side bend towards the right, which means we're going to lift the left arm skyward. That's why you might have the chair in front of you, because you could keep your hand on the chair or just know it's there. We're going to push down through our feet. Our feet are parallel. We're really pushing down through the toe pads. The arm is lifting skyward, and then relax your shoulder down. Side bending towards your right. You might push your right hand into your right, the side of your right thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. And then inhale, lift up, and exhale and lower your arm down. And notice how your body feels on this side of your body. On the left side of the body as you take a side bend to your right. Now let's do the other side. Right arm lifts, push down through your feet, reach high first. So we're making lots of space. Breathe in and you feel like you're growing tall. Breathe out and you feel a tone in your belly. Then take your side bend towards your left. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful. Now feel the weight in your feet. Try to keep it centered. Notice if it's going back. And if you're seated, try to stay upright on your sitting bones without leaning back. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, lower the arms down, and just notice how the body might feel longer. Let's do that one more time, and you might vary it up. We're going to side bend to the right, so left arm's lifting. Maybe the right hand now comes to the wrist or the forearm. We grow tall first, then we take our side bend towards the right. And you'll feel a stretch along the whole side of your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, another variation might be to release the hand, and the hands are about shoulder distance apart, or maybe even a little bit wider. Notice the weight in your feet. It might be more towards the left side. Try to even it up. Push down more through the right side to even it up, and then inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands at your heart. These side bends are very helpful for us to gain length in our body, make space. It helps our breathing. Inhale, arms lift up. We're going to side bend now towards our left. You may take your left hand to your right wrist, and you're giving it a gentle lengthening, a gentle little tug towards your left. Notice if your ribs are coming forward and try to pull them back a bit. Feel tone in your legs as you press your feet down, and then really take your focus to the right side of your body and feel that length you're creating. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, rise up, hands together, pull them down towards heart center. Let's find our way to warrior pose. For this warrior pose, I'm going to take the chair and put it in front. And we're going to take a wide stance. Our hands are on the back of the chair. take a nice wide stance. And then your toes are forward, pull your heels apart. If you're seated, you know where you're going. Your right knee's gonna, we're actually seated or standing. We're gonna take our toes out towards the right toes out towards the right. It's the same idea no matter what pose we do. We're trying to line up the knee so it's going over the middle toe. So if we were to draw a line from the middle of the kneecap down to the toes, it would go straight down and towards the middle of the toes. Then for balance, you can push the left heel away a little bit. That's going to give you your balance. We're going to bend our knee over the ankle or heel. And here we are. Now, a lot of times the torso goes forward like that. See if you can lift it back up. So if you had a block on your head, it wouldn't drop. Wouldn't be the worst thing if it dropped, but we're trying to lift tall and stack shoulders over hips. Bending knee and then inhale and straightening. And then exhaling, bending over our heel and ankle. And the idea is we're going a little bit deeper, but there's all kinds of adjustments going on. If your balance feels funky, you might bring your legs in a little bit, not quite as wide. And if your knee has things going on, you might not go as deep. Feel your thigh. It's working in this pose. It's working in this pose. We're pushing down through our feet, pull them towards each other. You got an option. You might take your right arm out to the side, so extending from the shoulder. You might switch it up and take the back arm back. Now in warrior, we're gazing over our front shoulder, so that's the right shoulder now. Maybe you take both arms, reach them out. Yes, this is a balance pose. Breathe in, breathe out. To straighten the legs, you might take your hands to the chair. You might lift them up to the sky like this. We're going to do that movement a few times. We're going to bend the knee. You choose the arm position. As we straighten, you might take your arms up overhead. Then exhale, we bend, arms come back, shoulder height. Inhale, lifting arms, and exhaling, arms extend outward. We are warriors. Warriors on Wellness Wednesday. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice what you feel. Strong legs. Let's straighten the leg. Take the toes forward, walk it in, give yourself a break. Know that you can always give yourself a break. If I'm holding my legs wide and you're like, that is too long, I need to close them, then do that. Bring them back in. You can always widen it again when you're ready, when you're ready. So here we go. That's the thing about adaptive yoga. Probably of any of these exercises you're doing, you adapt it to you. You adapt it to you. You don't want to force the body to do something that it's not prepared to do. And every day is different. So our feet are wide. We're going to take the left toes out now. And wide, again, for balance, one would take it a little bit wider. It actually asks our legs to activate. But if you know you're feeling off kilter, then bring your legs back in and maybe experiment a bit with how wide they go. Knee is over ankle and heel. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's inhale and straighten it. And exhale and bend it. And your balance may feel different on this side. Remembering to push that right heel now away when the left toes are outwards. You might extend one arm. You might extend the other. You might look over your shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Soften both shoulders down if it feels like they're lifting. In fact, most of us need to soften them down anyway. As we straighten our arms, we might take one arm up or both arms up. Exhale, bring it on down as you bend the knee. Inhale, lift it up. Maybe you gaze at your fingers. Now that's really testing balance, to gaze at your fingers.
Maybe one hand's on the chair. Exhale, come on down to your warrior. Feel your warrior. Bring your awareness to your feet. So the legs are going downward, but the torso's lifting tall. We've got the yin and the yang in our poses. Let's straighten the leg, bring all 10 toes forward, and walk your feet back in and notice how your body is feeling now. Because these poses tend to wake us up. They tend to wake us up and get us going. All right, we're gonna do a reverse warrior. So we're gonna come back out, feet are wide, turn the toes out, then bending knee over ankle and heel, extending maybe the back arm back and the front arm forward. And then you might take your back hand to the chair as you find your reverse warrior. So the arms lifting up, or you could put your hand behind your head and just go a little bit to the side and back. This is reverse warrior. You don't have to go deep, deep, deep. You might just tilt down a little bit towards your left and come back up. Now, if you're feeling super steady, you might take both arms out as you do your reverse warrior. So then the back arm touches the back leg and the front arm reaches up or fingertips behind head. Let's come back up to center, switch sides. So this does test us a little bit with our balance. It's a little bit different. Sometimes people say it feels a little awkward to do a reverse warrior. It's kind of a side back bend. Take your left toes out, bend your knee over your ankle and heel. So your lower body knows where it's going. It's gone there a few times. And maybe you take the back hand back and you just tip that arm back as you find that reverse warrior. Maybe you've got the other arm up as you do your reverse warrior. So we're deepening, our knee is bending as we reverse it. And then come back up and notice how your body feels. And we'll do that one more time. Take the opportunity to really breathe here as you're opening up the front of your body in this little side back bend. Here we go. We got this side back bend. And then come back to center. Straighten the leg. Take all 10 toes forward. Let's breathe right here for a moment. Breathe in. As you breathe out, pull your belly in and push down through your feet like you mean it. As you breathe in, push your feet away from you. As you breathe out, push your feet down and towards you. That you feel your strength. You're going to feel toning from your hips all the way down your legs. Let's walk our feet back in. And notice how the body's feeling. Let's circle our hips around. Get anything out that was getting kind of sticky. Round the hips one way. And then take it the other. Take it the other way. And I want to play with pose we haven't done in a while. It's called eagle pose. We've done the arms because the arms is either the hug that we've already done today, or it can be crossing elbows and lifting them up. But what I want to play with is the feet. So for our balance pose, you might take the block. We're going to cross right over left like that. So I'm going to put the block on the left side. So for eagle pose, there's all kinds of variations for the legs. Hold on to your chair, whether it's in front of you or to the side of you. Then you're going to take your right foot and cross it over. So one option is to cross it over and it looks like this. Another option is to bring the block underneath the foot and it looks like this. Another option is to bend your knees a little bit. And another option is to cross your thighs. You can do this seated. We're hugging legs in. It looks like you're crossing your leg when you're seated. You know what that looks like. But hug your legs in and that activates your muscles. So this is the lower body to eagle pose. And then you might take one arm up. You might take one arm up for eagle pose. And you might play with taking both arms up, or even reverse it. Take one arm to the chair and then the other arm up. And just see how that feels. Breathe in and out, and you can come out of it or take a little break. I'm going to show you what it looks like with both arms up, but only do it if your balance is feeling like it's available to you today. So knees are bending. Now, some people got their feet on the block and some don't. They're just hugging their legs in. And then you bring your left arm over your right, crossing it, or that hug, or maybe arms up like this. That's it. This is eagle pose. We take the hips down and back. Ooh, it's a good one for the hips. It's a good one for balance standing. That pose can be done seated, standing, and down on our back as a core builder. Let's do the other side as we start to wind down our class, and we must do a twist before we end because we really haven't done any twists today. All right, so now we're going to take left over right and keep that block out of the way, no tripping on blocks. And then left over right, like that, maybe bend knees, maybe foot on block, maybe knees bent, maybe sitting bones back. So we're playing with hugging legs together, hugging thighs together. And that is now, you might feel an opening in those hips. You're definitely feeling them activate as you hug your legs in towards each other. And if bending the knees is asking too much, then just kind of stand up without locking the knee and be right here. Some of you might take the foot off of the block and it looks like this, or toes down like that. Maybe one arm is up, or maybe both arms are up, or maybe you're bringing an arm over like this, pushing elbows away. Breathe in, breathe out, find your variation. So we're just crossing the body all over the place, huh? Breathe in, breathe out. Let's stand up and release. Let's do a forward fold. So either one hand on the chair, it would be to the side if you're standing so you don't bump your head. And we're going to take our arms up, one or both up, and then exhaling, hinging at the hips, softening the knees. You could take your hand to a block if you've got it nearby, or fingertips might go to your shins. And one or both, one hand might be on the chair. Release the head and the jaw and let it go. Let it go. Knees might bend to protect your back, bend to protect your back. And then you might even slowly straighten if it feels okay to you to stretch like that. So we're bending and we're straightening and bending and straightening. And then one or both hands to your hips. Draw your shoulders up and back. Push down through your feet. Rise up. Maybe one or both arms up overhead. And exhaling, hands to heart. So your body knows where we're going. We're going to do one more of those. Your body knows where it's going for this forward fold. Inhaling one or both arms up. Soften the back of your knees. Notice the weight in your feet. Try to keep it in the center of your feet. Notice if you're rolling in or rolling out. I would always have to look. My feet like to roll to the outs. I like to roll my weight to the outside. So subconsciously push down through the big toe side. Then we're going to forward fold, soften the knees, release the head and the jaw. Let the head go. Now, if your hands are down, you might kind of sway like an elephant trunk, right and left, knees bending. I like to imagine there's sand below and my hands are kind of making
little lines in the sand. Little fingers making little designs. Come back to center. Hands on the chair. Hands on the back of your hip or side of your hips. Shoulders up and back. Push down. Rise up. Arms lift high. Exhale. Hands at the heart. And have a seat. Have a seat. Move your chair. Move your props. We must do some twisting action. Have a seat. Notice how your body feels to sit down after we were standing for a bit. So notice how the body feels. Get yourself back situated. Spine is tall. And let's bring our arms up with our elbows back. And you're going to feel your shoulder blades on your back. Then let's twist towards the right. Head turns last. You might gaze towards your back fingers or even the elbow. Inhale to center. Twist the other way. Go towards the left. So your elbows are gently pushing back, not far, just a little bit. Inhale to center. Then release your hands to your lap. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take the left arm out to the side, circle it forward towards the right. Then lower the hand down outside the thigh. The left hand's on the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. And you're gonna, as you lift tall on your inhale, you feel space, and then exhale, you twist into that space. Head turns last. No jerking the neck. We don't want to pull it more than it wants to go, right? And your head will turn, your chin will turn. Feel a nice lengthening. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel that twist. It's really coming from your navel up. Breathe in, body is open. Breathe out, body softens. Move back to center. How do you feel? Maybe wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes. Don't need to look at them. Kind of lift them and lower them. Lift them and lower them. And let's do the other side. Take the right arm out. Circle it around. Place it on the outside of the left thigh. Right hand is back on the seat or the back of the chair. Lift the shoulders up and back. Turn the head. Maybe you're looking towards your back shoulder, but that would be really far. So just notice, how does your neck feel? How does the skin and the muscles on your neck feel? You can always reduce it if it feels too much, but I like to not twist so much, and then you can always move more into it. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. So important to do our twists every day. Inhale back to center. Notice how the body feels. Let's do that Satanama a few times. This is kind of a nice mantra that you can use. If you look up Satanama, you might find some songs with it. There's actually a lot of kids song with it. It's kind of pretty, but it goes Satanama. This is a great way, by the way, to focus and maybe even meditate. By doing mudras and mantras like this, it gives you a focus. So Satanama, Satanama, and you can relax your hands in your lap as you do this. You might close your eyes. Satanama, Satanama. You just continue like that. So it is repetition. It's an anchor for your mind. And it's a way to kind of come into the present moment, focusing on the mantra, give your
your head a little bit of space to just be. And you can do it for a few repetitions, or you could do it for several minutes. And over time, maybe drop the mantra and you're in a little bit of a meditation. Let's do it a few more times. Let the body focus on relaxing. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 You can eventually just drop it. Feel your breath. Feel all the sensations swirling in your body and settling back down from your practice. It's always nice to have a little bit of rest at the end of our yoga practice. Helps these mind-body practices sink in. Breathing in and breathing out, I encourage you to play with Satanama. Let's bring our hands together in front of our heart as we bow in with gratitude for this practice. Gratitude being together, gratitude of the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. Thank you so much for being here today. Namaste, everyone. I'm here for any